Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Back today with another rebuild. This time we're heading to the Sky Bet Championship as we take over Coventry. So we're back today trying to get Coventry back to the Premier League and maybe even challenge for a bit of domestic silverware along the way. How far can we take Coventry in just 5 seasons? Let's go find out and have a look at the team at the start of season number 1. So we're in for day 1 here at Coventry, and the likes of Gustavo Harmer here on screen right now. Looks a very good prospect, 26 years of age. No international caps, oddly enough, for Netherlands. He looks really, really good. A good player to use in game. I'm quite surprised not had at least one chance, one sniff so far in the international scene for Holland. But again, very, very nice player indeed. Callum O'Hare, probably something you're going to build the team around. A very good, versatile player. Can play out wide, can play through the middle, can play as a striker as well. So someone might see for quite a few years within this save. Haji Wright, I'm really looking forward to seeing Haji Wright plays in this game as well. I've heard nothing but good things so far about Haji Wright this year in FM23. So very much looking forward to seeing how he works for us. Milan Alving, Ben Sheaf, Matt Godden. I mean, go down the list for quite a while. Some very good players here. Mainly as well, Lewis Binks is a player I've used for the last 2 years in FM as well. On loan to Coventry from Bologna. Could be interested in wanting to see how he plays here with Coventry City. So the expectation for season number 1 is to record an EFL Championship top half finish. Ideally, I want to aim for the playoffs. Similar replicate to what happened last season with the Coventry. They came so close to get up last season. Let's hope this year we can get into the playoffs again and try and build on that and hopefully get Premier League football within the first 3 seasons of this save. So let's dive in. Coventry City season number 1. Let's see how we get on. So season number 1 in the bag, and we'll go to the competitions tab here and have a brief look at what actually happened, because we came very, very close. We did win a friendly cup in pre-season, but it wasn't enough. The FA Cup got to the quarter-final, but we knocked out by Norwich as well. So we did quite well get that far into the FA Cup as well. The likes of West Ham, Bournemouth, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Newcastle are all left in there as well. The big teams all going through, and Norwich joining them in that semi-final. Did they actually go the whole way? Norwich actually, just a bit curious. They didn't. Liverpool versus Chelsea is the final happening in a few days' time. So yeah, we didn't win the FA Cup. We went quite far, which I'm quite happy about. And we were told to get a top half finish within the league phase. And I mean, we did, but I wanted to do better. We did come 8th in the league. We didn't get playoffs in that first season. I really did hope we could do a lot better than 8th this first season. But in 46 games, we won 22, drawing 6, losing 18. We did lose a hell of a lot of games this season. I mean, teams below us there, you can see the likes of Stoke, Plymouth, Southampton, all lost less games than us. So we've got some work to do better than that next season. But we did bag 70 goals, so we did quite well for goal scoring this season. But conceding 59 goals, it's far too many. It's far, far too many. Finishing on 72 points. We were nowhere near the playoffs in the end, but so far away from Ipswich there above us. Sunderland, Middlesbrough, Blackburn, Norwich all going to the playoffs to join Leeds and possibly Leicester back into the Premier League. In terms of budget for the new season, we've been given 5 million, so not a lot to use. So let's go see what happens over that summer period, transfers, and let's see how well we can turn our team and try and push to get playoffs in season number 2. So we're back to season number 2 now, our second in the championship. Hopefully this year we can do a lot better. Our prediction right now is to come 9th, which isn't good enough for me. Oh, again, top 6, playoffs. We need to push to try and get up this season. So hopefully we have a much better showing this time around. In terms of transfer business, what have we done exactly? How much have we spent? What have we done? How have we improved the team? We've done quite a lot of business. You can see here now on screen. Charlie Patino first coming on loan for the season. He came in now on a loan deal. Very useful midfielder, of course, in this FM, and of course, in real life, looks pretty good for Arsenal so far. So hopefully, he can be useful this season for us. We then go back here. So we got in Stefano Sataro on a free transfer. Very good experienced player, 31 years of age, can play in that CN, can play in that DM role. Technically, he's not great, but as a backup player, he's good enough. He's definitely going to be good enough for us as a backup player this season. We bought in Bolat from Wolves for 220k. Right back option, can play right wing, can play up that whole right-hand side. 24 years of age. Hungary international. And he looks very, very good for the championship. Definitely like a lower Prem quality player already. So he should be useful, Bolat. He should be useful this season for us. Fingers crossed. We then bought in Eric Belidi on a free transfer after he left Manchester United on a free transfer. Very good player for the championship as well. He would absolutely smash in the championship. Like, attribute-wise, he's really good in the game. Nowhere near what he's like in real life for Man United, but he looks pretty darn good. So I'm happy to get him in. 30 years of age, 6'2", great centre-back. Ivory Coast international for over 40 appearances. Welcome in Eric Belili to try and short that defence a little bit more for us. We went to PSG and got a low move. For someone I've been using in my Twitch save this year, I've been using it over at Ren, twitch.tv/MurphFM. Hugo's been a great striker for us in that season. Of course, we just won the league title with Ren yet again as well in that save. And the Coupe de France for moving to Ajax, our new club. So Hugo is definitely worth a shout of trying out in striker. You can play out wide as well. A very good player to get in for this side. And Alvaro Fernandez came from Manchester United on loan for the season. Left back option looks solid as well. So we've already improved our defence massively before July 1st. Even ticked over. And we need a bit more business then as well. So Lewis Bink came for 3.5 million. Of course, we had Lewis Bink last season as well. So he made a permanent switch now over to Coventry. So Lewis Bink's a great defender. He will join Eric Blilly at the back there for us. Now the whole brand new defence. We want to concede less goals. A brand new defence does come in. Connor Coventry came on a free transfer, formerly of West Ham. He's been on loan to MK Dons, Peterborough in the past. So a solid midfielder, can play DN, can play in the can play in CM as well. Looks pretty good. Probably be a backup this season, but he'll be useful, Connor Coventry. He will be decent. And of course, Coventry, it kind of had to be done really, didn't it? So why not? Oliver Norwood then came on a free transfer, formerly Sheffield United. Again, a solid CDM, solid CM. Looks pretty darn good. Can't complain at that. And then the last one, Cameron Archer came on loan from Aston Villa for the season. He looked really good in real life with Sheffield United so far this season in the Premier League. So we grabbed him in, and he should be solid, and hopefully can get us some goals this season. We should probably touch on the tactic though. Before this, we're using the MurphFM Elite 4-3-1-2 that we dropped a couple of days ago. It won Marseille, Borussia Dortmund, Liverpool, all league titles. It won a Champions League for Liverpool as well, over 100 goals for them as well. So a very good tactic. If you haven't used it already, get into that. So yeah, that's all the roles down the screen. You get a bit of a brief look there. But the full version can be found here on the channel. So yeah, this is the team lineup for this season. Brand new defence pretty much here. Van Elk's coming to the team right now, but that can be switched out possibly as well. We're looking good ahead of season number 2. So let's find out how we got on in season number 2. So following that monster transfer window, we brought a lot of good players in, but it wasn't enough to get us over the line and get us promoted this season. So in terms of competitions, we'll start off here. Carabao Cup, second round, knocked out by Luton. Fourth round, the FA Cup, Man City. But then you can see here, a 1-0 victory versus Ipswich. Does that mean we won the playoffs? We actually won the playoffs, beating Ipswich 1-0 in that final. And of course, anyone that knows the channel knows I love a good set piece. Backstick corner, Lewis Binks tucks it home and sends Cov to the Prem. But the league table ended like so. You can see there now, finishing in third place, 46 games, 129. Drawing 9, only losing 8 games all season. We lost a lot less games this season and conceded a hell of a lot less goals as well. Scoring 93 goals, that is a hell of a lot more than league champions Southampton. And we conceded 38 goals all season. That's less than Norwich, who finished above us as well. 55 on goal difference, 96 points in total. Third place, good finish, won the playoffs, job done. Coventry go up to the Premier League. And the finances now got 35 million to spend in this transfer window, but into the Premier League. So let's find out how we've gotten on over the summer window and how we've improved this team ahead of our first time back in the Premier League. So I'll tell you what, ahead of the Premier League season, if you can see us beating the likes of Borussia Dortmund 3-1, and you can see us beating the likes of Porto 2-0, we must be looking pretty good, right? Well, that we are. We're looking very good ahead of the new season. Some transfer business first. Oliver Norwood came last season. He's gone out on a free transfer straight away. 1 year, didn't play. He was a backup, didn't work out. He's gone. And Jamie Allen leaves for Swansea on a free transfer. But people coming in, we spent 36 million and we've bought in some absolute worldies here. First, James McAtee came from Man City for 3.3 million. Versatile midfielder, can play in can play CM. Can play a little bit out wide and strike if we need to as well. But I do see him playing in that cam role, hopefully going forward for us. We then bought in Benny Bangimi. I completely butchered the name, formerly of Everton. He's been at Hearts, been at Derby. He's been around the UK for a while now. Decent enough midfielder. He'll do a lot of jobs for us. Probably more of a rotational player, honestly, but we'll see how he gets on this season. He might find his way into the first team, quite possibly. Yusuf Sabali comes in from Real Betis for 1.8 million. This is an absolute bargain for this right back. He's so good in FM. 32 now, so he's a bit on the older side. His legs are starting to go, but I mean, as a rotational player, possibly a starter for the season, still a very good player to get in your teams, 100%, 100%. Marcus Forss comes in from Reading for 4.7 million. He looks a very complete striker already. 26 years of age, Finnish striker, 26 caps for Finland by this point. He looks really, really good. I'm hopeful he can be decent in the Premier League as our backup striker this season. Caleb Akobi came from Atalanta, 4.1 million. Great centre-back, 24 years of age, 6'2". Good jumping reach of 15, heading of 14. He'll enjoy these set pieces this season. I'm very much sure of that. Sebastiano Esposito came in next on a free transfer. Won the kid of the past now in FM, 23 years of age at this point. He's not the fastest of players, like 10 acceleration, pace of 12, but everything else ticks a lot of the boxes. He can play cam and out wide as well, but I do very much prefer him as a striker for us. We'll start this season. I guess we'll find out soon. Lewis Thomas came on a free transfer next. Backup goalkeeper coming in after leaving Forest Green. You might be thinking, Forest Green, backup keeper, what? He's decent enough. He's good enough as a backup keeper. Probably won't ever play, but he's there now, so we'll see how he gets on. Ryan Aït-Nouri was the big one, though, in left back, of course. Last season, we had Alvaro on loan from Manchester United. We needed a left back, so we went to Wolves and took Ryan Aït-Nouri off their hands. 24 years of age. He looks incredible in game. I'm really excited to see how he gets on. I'm not using him for about 2 years in FM, so I'm intrigued. How well will he get on? I'm really hoping he can do the business for us. We then went to Partizan and bought in Frank Canute. He's a centre midfielder. He can play in DM. He's 26 years of age now. And he's very completely fair. Very good technically. Very good mentally as well. He'll be very useful this season for us. And then the final one was Joel Bagan, came from Cardiff for 4 million. Left back rotational player. Here we are back up for Aït-Nouri this season. Looks pretty good. He's got 3 Ireland caps at this point now. He's good enough. He does what I want, basically. He can cross the ball. He can run. He can pass. And there's a decent enough work rate to get us through this season. So we're coming now and putting our best 11. This is how it's looking quite now. A lot has changed since last season. A few of the people who came in, like Eric Balili's not start at this point now as well. Sabali, who just bought in. Will he start this season? I'm not too sure just yet, but we're looking pretty strong, and I'm quite happy with how the team are looking. Lewis Binks as well, will he get a start this season? I'm not really sure yet, but the main man so far has been this guy, Haji Wright. Of course, the first season, 26 goals. Last season, 17 goals. He's now in the Prem. Can he do it on the big stage of the Premier League? Let's go find out as we simulate season number 3. So we're back now. Season number 3 has finished now here at Coventry City. And we narrowly survived in the first season. You can see here now. Carabao Cup, we got to the 3rd round against Aston Villa. 3rd round against Brighton, Hove Albion in the FA Cup. But the Premier League, we narrowly beat the drop. This time coming in 16th place. So we stayed in the division. That's the main thing at this point. Well, in 38 games, we won 11, drawing 8, losing 19 games. There's a lot of games to lose this season, 19 games. But the teams below us have lost a hell of a lot more. But we did score 57 goals, though, which is a lot better than a lot of teams above us. That's more goals than the likes of Leicester, Everton, Southampton, Wolves and Brentford, all above us. We scored more goals than them. So the tactic proving it can get a lot of goals. The only problem was, we can see 71 goals, which is more goals than the teams above us as well. So there is a problem there still, maybe in defence. We need some better defenders. 41 points. It's not bad, really. Level on Brentford as well. Only by goal difference, we don't go ahead of Brentford this season. So we'll take it. We survive in the Premier League for another year. But the big ones this season, which we touched on quickly. Haji Wright again. 15 goals, 8 assists. I said, how would he do in the Premier League? Pretty darn good, it seems. Pretty darn good. Marcus Fawkes got 12 goals and 7 assists in there. O'Hare in that cam role did pretty good this season as well. 8 goals, 7 assists. 10 assists coming from McAtee as well. We said he'll be the starter in that cam role this season. He's done just that. 40 appearances, 10 assists, 5 goals. That's not a bad return. So we're going to the summer now ahead of season number 4. We have a £45 million budget to spend here at Coventry. We've got 100% transfer revenue to keep as well. Sort of things that anyone who goes out the door, we are making that profit as well. Now the balance looks pretty good. The actual finances of the club in general look pretty darn good at this point. So Coventry doing pretty well. How can we get on in season number 2 in the Premier League and season number 4 of this rebuild here at Coventry City? So we've came back now ahead of pre-season, about to finish here. You can see we've got Ashby in a few days' time because all of our transfer business is done. A month ahead of the window closing, so we're very much on the ball here. Finances, well, we do have a bit of money left over, but our wage budget is very much exceeded by just over an extra like 10 or so K there. So no more to be spent this window. And this is why. Let's dive into transfer history and have a brief look. We go back to that June period now ahead, of course, when it ticks over in July and starts afresh from there. So we can go firstly to the move here we made for Max Aarons. He came in from Bournemouth, 8.25 million, of course. In real life, moved to Bournemouth recently as well, of course. It started off at Norwich quite a few years now, made switch to Bournemouth, and now we've bought him in. And again, a solid right back to bring in. Him and Aït-Nouri be our fullbacks going forward now for the next couple of seasons. 8.25 million doesn't seem a bad deal, really. He's in the Premier League already with Bournemouth. Bournemouth, of course, last season, getting relegated to Championship as well. So he wants to stay in the Prem, and we do take him back. Only I just noticed there as well, at Bournemouth, Eddie Howe is now back at Bournemouth. So he's been sacked by Newcastle. He's actually come back to Bournemouth. I love that sort of stuff in FM. I do love that kind of thing. So yeah, other moves. Let's go back to it now then. So we can go on to Abdoulaye Doucouré. Came on a free transfer from Everton. Great centre midfielder, 33 years of age. Still got a lot to offer. Mentally really good, technically really good. And physically, he's still really good at the age of 33. Welcome in, Doucouré. We can get on the list a little bit further here. We bought in Murray from Burnley. Great keeper in FM this year. Really enjoyed using him a few times so far from rebuilds. He's solid, cheap price, came in as a star player. That's my only concern. He's a star player on 55 grand a week, but he looks really, really good. And I'll be surprised if he lasts the whole say, because I reckon he'll get poached away quite easily. The next one coming in then, we went got Sekou Mara from Southampton for 22.5 million. This is the big one we spent on this window. Southampton, not in the Prem right now, and this guy looks really, really good. Like, he's doing pretty good for Southampton so far. Nothing amazing numbers-wise. I mean, last season he got 2 goals in 30 appearances, 11 the season before that. In the Championships, I'm hoping we can get him kicking on now in the Prem and really becoming an elite striker, hopefully. But the stuff there for him, and seeing him as advanced forward now, in that advanced forward role, he looks really good already. So hopefully he can come in alongside Haji Wright and get a couple of goals this season. Joining him as well then was Xavier Mobamba, came in on a 3.4 million transfer, formerly of Barcelona, formerly of Chelsea. He made a switch over to Volendam at some point in Holland over here. It hasn't worked out for it, and now we've brought him in. Centre back, 6'4", jumping reach of 16, heading of 15. You know what I look for in centre backs. I want a bit of pace, I want that jumping reach, I want that heading. He ticks all those boxes. 3.4 million. He was there for a few years. He's done good there, but it's time for a Prem move now. 3.4 million. I think he's more than capable of doing it in the Premier League at this point anyway. Callum Wilson was a free transfer next. He was released by Newcastle, and as a backup striker, they don't get much better. He's 34. He can still run acceleration of 13. He can still play that advanced forward role. Complete forward, possibly. Stand him as a bit crap. Jumping reach is a bit crap as well, but he might do the job still, hopefully, for us. Jacob Christian came from Cologne then, 7.5 million. This is a bit of a big one for CM as well. 25 years of age. Very versatile midfielder. We got him in as an impact sub, but I do think this season he could possibly start for us in the Prem. He looks more than good enough. Danish international as well by this point, so a very good CM indeed. Joshua Kalanto came on a free transfer next. Can play CM, can play DN, can play out wide, can do a lot of different positions. Technically, there's a few bits I'm lacking, but I mean, he can pass the ball. That's the main thing. He can tackle. He can do the defensive job in the game. He's not too bad, actually, really. He's a backup player. And the last one being Reece Williams, came from Wolves. Of course, formerly of Liverpool, made switch to Brentford, Wolves in game, and now joins us at the age of 25. Looks pretty good still. England and 21 caps and stuff, but never got the first team push in England. Went to Wolves last season for 6 million. 14 games, didn't really do much, and now comes on loan to us for the season with a loan fee of 1.2 million. In terms of the vision for this season, how are we looking? The board want us to attempt to avoid relegation from the Premier League again, so hopefully we can kick on from this and try and get that like around 12th to 10th kind of finish this season would be nice, but we'll see how things get on as season number 4 kicks off right now. So, season number 4 in the bag for Coventry. You can see top of the screen here. We came 11th in the Premier League. We'll touch on the Cup so first. Emirates FA Cup, we got as far as the 3rd round for being... We got knocked out by Peterborough. I mean, that's awful from us, really. Gotta do better, boys. You gotta do better. And the Carabao Cup, we got knocked out in the quarterfinals this time to Aston Villa. So, domestic silverware, not on the cards just yet. But Coventry did come 11th in the Premier League this season. A great showing. First, I want to touch on this bit here. Top goal scorers. Haji Wright came in third with 21 goals. Haaland's a machine. We don't cast Haaland. So, Di getting 22. Haji Wright on 21. That's not a bad showing from the boys at all. But yeah, into the Premier League. Let's have a bit more deep dive into this. You can see now, 11th place, Coventry City, 38 games, winning 13, drawing 11, losing 14. So that's a lot better than last season. But we just scored 65 goals, which is more goals than like Wolves in 6th place as well, which is great to see. Tottenham there in 7th place. We scored more goals than them teams already, which is great to see. But we did concede 64 goals again. 9 to Liverpool, 8 to Wolves, 6 to Spurs. It's not good, really, defensively, considering the teams are below us here on less goals as well. Considering like Southampton conceded 55 goals all season, they went down. Yeah, we conceded a lot more goals than them on 64, but we managed to beat the drop because we're scoring more goals than the opposition and getting those big results. We can jump into the schedule quickly and have a quick look at some of those results we've got this season. Man City lost 2-1, which isn't great. Chelsea, we're still losing some of these big teams, but we beat Newcastle away 2-1, which is pretty good, though. We drew with Spurs there, which is a pretty decent result. 2-1 lost to Man United, so we're still losing to the big teams. We drew with Arsenal, beat Brighton. This is the big teams, really. Like, 5-2 loss there to Liverpool, which isn't great as well, but we're beating Leeds 4-0, we beat West Ham 4-0. We are beating the teams of our similar level. Actually, we actually beat Man City 4-1 on this one here. In the EFL Cup, 4th round, we actually beat Man City 4-1. I mean, their teams, it is really rotated and rested, so we can't really get too excited about that. But we did beat them 4-2 in that, so that's pretty cool from the boys. Nice to see us do that. But any other big ones really this season? Man City in the league was a 1-1 draw, which isn't bad, really. Losing 3-2 to Chelsea. And then we did beat Man United in the opening game of the season 2-1, though. With goals from Sekou Mara and Haji Wright getting a late goal for us. A 2-1 victory over Man United in the opening game of the season. Not a bad way to start the campaign. So we're heading to the new season now. Season number 5, our final one of this rebuild. We have 72 million to spend with our game. Like, ideally, we want to get top half finish this season and do something domestically would be nice, but I think I'm pushing a bit too much in just 5 years of Coventry. But if we can get already into the top half finish this season, I think we'll be happy with this rebuild that we got Coventry to be again an established Premier League side. So let's dive to the start of season number 5 now and see what we've done within the transfer window. So we come back now, July 30th, season number 5 is on the horizon. Pre-season, we drew the Juventus, we beat Atletico Madrid. So that looks good, right? You'd think we're looking at the right place, but look at last time though. We beat Dortmund and Porto, and then we still finished in the bottom half of the table. So pre-season literally means nothing at this point. We start the season against Fulham in a few days' time, Palace, Villa, Leicester. So a good start there. Get some good results on the board early doors. We could be in for a pretty damn good season. In terms of transfers, let's have a quick look at what we've actually been doing within the transfer window. Go to the end of last season first. Starting off with Ashley Phillips. He came in January last season. But they mentioned that one at the end of last season. Ashley Phillips came on loan last season. Pretty good player this year. I do really like him this year. Hopefully, we could run to sign him right now. So hopefully, we can get him in. Sheffield United also in for him. But you never know. Never say never on that one. But yeah, after that one, Nathan Collins came from Southampton for 11 million. Great centre-back in FM, can play right back, but I'm firm as a centre-back personally for me. 6'5", big lad, jumping reach, heading. I feel like I'll repeat myself when I mention centre-back. You know what I look for? These are what I look for. These 3 things. If they have them, sign them up. He has that. Bang. Get him in the door. Nathan Collins, welcome to Coventry City. Arthur Fierte came from Rennes for 65 million. Yeah, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, but again, I mentioned prior, like, in the over in Twitch right now, our Twitch save, we didn't Rennes this year. And this guy won a Europa League for me with Rennes. He won 2 league titles for us at Rennes as well. So, very good defender. Worthwhile getting him. He's probably one of our best players right now as well here at Coventry. So, welcome in Arthur Fierte. And then, the last one before the ticked over, got a new keeper finally. Gavin Boanzu came in from Southampton for less than 10 million for this keeper. It's absolutely insane. 25 years of age, 9.25 million. He's been playing with Southampton for a couple of years now. I mean, clean sheet, well, he's done pretty good with the Championship. In the Prem, not so well. 9 and 7 there, but he makes the switch now over to Coventry. Welcome in Gavin Boanzu. Which leads then to this part of the window where it got a little bit silly. Over 100 million spent. You're probably thinking, how on earth have you spent this sort of money? What have you been doing? Where did you find this money? We sold O'Hare for 3.9 million. Not much there, really. And then we went to sold Murrick for 8 million, of course. We bought in Gavin now, so he's playing in goal now for us. Baingi went for 4.6 million. Xavier Mbamba didn't really play a lot of times for us, really, honestly. So he went at 4.2 million. So we've not made a lot, but we've done pretty well in the transfer window. Starting off with Andre Horta on a free transfer. He can play CM, he can play out wide, he can do a lot of roles in midfield. Regular midfield technically as well, looks really, really good. Bit of a flair player as well, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he gets on here at Coventry. Tyler Adams, 32 million. Again, he's just so versatile, isn't Tyler Adams? He can play left back, right back, CDM, centre mid. Could probably put him anywhere right now, honestly. Apart from up front, he's got finishing of 6. So keep him away from the goal would probably be the best idea right now. Ben Johnson for 31 million came in for that right back position. We mentioned last season that we bought in a new right back. Max Aarons came to more of a versatile backup left back, right back. Johnson can play backup left back, right back, but 60 grand a week. Probably going to be our starter. And Max Aarons will pick up for that left back and right back positions. Mohamed Diamonde came in from Montpellier for 15 million. Again, someone who used him Twitch this year. He looked really, really good, really enjoyable to use. Very creative player. He ticks a lot of boxes. Welcome in Diamonde. Charlie Patino came down on a free transfer course. He came to us a couple of years ago at the start of the save, 23-24 season. He was here on loan. He comes back now on a free transfer to be a backup. And Luis Openda came on a free transfer. What a striker Openda is, to be honest. Absolute ball of a striker. 105 grand a week. So it's a lot of money to spend on him. Hopefully, he can return the favour this season and get us a lot of goals. In terms of the club vision, they are now saying, again, just avoid relegation. So they're not asking for a lot from us, really. But for me, top half finish here in season number 5 would be the best case scenario. So let's find out how we get on in season number 5. So we're back then, the end of season number 5, our final season of this rebuild. How did we get on in the Cups? That's the main thing. Did we win? No, we didn't win nothing. The FA Cup, we got knocked out in the 5th round to Norwich, and then the Carabao Cup, we got knocked out in the 4th round to West Ham. But something big happened in the Premier League. We wanted to top our finish, we got even more than that, really. We got European football in our final season here at Coventry. It's absolutely amazing. We came 7th and got Conference League football for Coventry in just 5 seasons. That's absolutely insane. 38 games, we won 16, drawing 9 even, losing 13 games a season, scoring 52 goals, conceding 40 goals. She's a lot better defensively, really. And you see, like, Villa above us, they're conceding more goals. Newcastle below us, they're conceding more goals as well. Even the likes of Man United conceding more goals this season. Actually, it's fair. Everyone in the league, bar Chelsea, conceding more goals this season. So, defensively, this tactic's really gotten much better now. Some better defenders in there, which is good to see. Great to see. Goal difference of 12 all season, 57 points in total. We almost had Europa League football in 6th place there. We're so close to it as well. But we did finish in 7th place and get Coventry Europa Conference League football at the end of just 5 seasons of this rebuild. Some of the main stages, though, Haji Wright has absolutely been insane in this rebuild. He's been so good every season, consistently getting goals as well. You can see here, first season, 26 goals, 17 goals, 13 goals, 21 goals last season, and 12 goals this season. He's a consistent player, playing most matches for us. If you get the chance to sign Haji Wright this year in your FM saves, I know there's not long left till FM24 drops, and we will have a discount code coming soon for FM24, so keep an eye on the channel for that. But for now, FM23 saves, Haji Wright, there's a striker there you can probably get in for absolute pennies. But there you have it then, that has been our Coventry City rebuild. In just 5 seasons, we took Coventry from the Championship into European football using the MurphFM HC Elite 4-3-1-2 formation. Of course, you can download that down below. Of course, that video will be linked at the end of this video as well, so you want to check that out. Feel free to do so. Download the tactic, and there'll be a playlist as well showing you the rest of our rebuilds. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you again very, very soon.